Hello, listeners and viewers. Here is the latest episode of Mobupps podcast. And today I got our lead generation director, Christopher Pereira. We will discuss our web department, lead generation activity, and more about Christopher's life in Mobupps. Hi, Christopher. I'll probably stop talking right now and let you introduce yourself.
Hey, yeah, I'm super excited to be doing this podcast with you. I'm excited to really get into what we're doing at Mobupps these days and really how we're growing and expanding. So really excited to be talking with you.
That's great, man. Tell me a little bit more about your background, about what you're doing, what's your maybe education, something like that.
So yeah, definitely. I graduated from the University of Florida with my degree in advertising about 8 years ago. And immediately after, I went to intern for a book publishing firm in New York City. And after my internship ended, I was searching for employment in the publishing space, and I came across a position in the affiliate marketing industry for a publisher manager, which I had no understanding of what that was or what this business was at all. But fast forwarding a bit, I've been in the space about 6 or 7 years, and I've dabbled in everything from pay per call to desktop campaigns to mobile campaigns to mobile content. And I never looked back. And over the past 2 years, I've been working here at Mobupps, building out our desktop division along with my amazing manager, Winky, and also our amazing sales rep, Michael. And we've grown exponentially, and we're super proud of what we've accomplished so far.
I knew about most of this, but I didn't know about your publishing, about your book publishing experience. Because to be honest with you, we just started making an ebook today, and I will need your consultation later probably because that's something I never heard about, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And it was interesting how I got into this space of affiliate marketing. And I think everyone has a similar story to this, that they had no idea what this industry was at all. They just sort of got led here. But yeah, I used to work with books for medical programs, so very
Wow.
different. So of course I never saw myself getting into this space. I didn't even know what this was when I started, really. But thanks to the mentorship of my first boss, I really learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for that.
I totally understand you about this because my first interview in the company that did affiliate marketing, I didn't know what company was actually doing. I just read the description. I realized I can fit the description, and I had no idea what company was doing. It was a lot of time, about 8 years ago, I think, too. But yeah, I had this similar experience. So tell me more about something you're focusing on right now, something interesting going on in your activity, in your life. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, so currently, personally, I've been traveling a lot. I've been focusing a lot on my family. And professionally, I've been working on a few exciting projects. I think the most exciting one is our new white label that we've created for auto insurance called the Policy Mastermind. We just launched it about a month ago, but so far we're seeing great results. And it's a campaign that a lot of partners are coming to us to run. So it's very exciting.
That's good. I know about about you've been traveling a lot because I was jealous a lot. Okay, let's move on.
As far as campaigns that we have at Mobupps, primarily they are cost per lead campaigns. We also do have some cost per sale campaigns. And the verticals that we're currently focusing on, they really vary on time of year, but right now insurances are doing very well: home, auto, life insurance, warranties, mortgage refi, loans, home improvement, travel is also doing very well, especially now after the pandemic, that everybody wants to go uh, traveling and get out of their town for a little bit of time. And also desktop gaming has been doing very well considering that it's summertime. and a lot of kids are on their break. So we've seen a steady increase there as well.
Let's move on to the workflow with your partners. I know you had a lot of experience in this, and I know you can tell us a few tips about work relations with your partners in business when working in Mobupps.
I like to have a very transparent relationship with both my partners as well as my advertisers. Just in case down the road, if there's a hiccup or anything, everything we've discussed has been completely transparent. So when it comes to your partners, we know how this industry can be. So we want to vet properly. Some things that you should always be asking is the partner going to be running the campaign internally? If they are, great. If they're not, how well do they trust their subsource? Are they going to be rebrokering it over and over again, or are they going to keep it on a tight leash? If they come and say that they want to run a campaign that we have and that they've run it in the past, we want to know how long they ran that campaign, or similar campaigns in that vertical, and why did they stop running it with the agency that they had been running it previously. You can always ask for screenshots, a report proof, or even references on quality. I prefer references on quality over the previous two options because reports can be easily manipulated. And as far as partners who claim to be running on their own websites, this is an issue that we see time and time again, that partners claim that they're running on their own websites. And when it comes to partners promoting on their own websites, a lot of the times these cases turn into fraud. So it's good to review the website content, and then most importantly, check the website statistics on a site like SimilarWeb. On SimilarWeb, you can check, like I mentioned, website statistics, similar websites, which can ultimately help you find more partners to promote our campaigns. But most importantly, what you want to see is how many users are actually going to that site. If it's something that's very minimal, that should pop out to you as being suspicious, right? Because how are they getting so many conversions if there's not really a lot of traffic going to that site? So yeah, definitely always recommend SimilarWeb.
Yes, to keep the quality up, we always need to have a good connection with our partners and check, and then once again, double check. All right, let's move on from this topic to something more like friendlier. We at Mobupps, we have 9 offices all around the world, and I'm wondering what's the pros and cons of working in a company who has a lot of offices? I know you do communicate with a lot of my colleagues who sit with me or who sit in some other office around the globe, and I want you to tell us, like, because I know my pros and cons, but I want to know yours. Like, what are the difficulties and pros of working with a lot of people from around the world in Mobupps?
Uh, yeah, so as we already discussed, I really love traveling. I love immersing myself in somebody else's culture and seeing from their point of view. So for me, when it comes to pros and cons, the pros outweigh the cons by far. Really, the only con for me is the time differences, because for example, we have our team in China. They're way ahead of us already, so it's always like playing catch up the next day, and then they're way ahead of me, and then we're playing catch up. But yeah, as far as cons, I would say time zones. But when it comes to the pros, I think that there's a ton more. Like, we have a ton of opportunity for growth with our company, and a lot more opportunities just in general when it comes to learning about global markets, or what different cultures are interested in when it comes to campaigns. So another pro is traveling. and meeting our colleagues face to face when we finally get to do so. And yeah, just experiencing other cultures. I think that some people might view this as a con, but I think it's just something that we're all human and we need to know how to relate with one another. So when it comes to different cultures and how they work in comparison to your own culture, it could be a little different, but it's good to expose yourself to different.
Yeah, I totally get you because it's never a con if you are an explorer type, I think. Yes, if you like to explore, if you like to know more, it's always something interesting. I have the same experience because right now at this moment when we're recording this, there is a exhibition starts in Las Vegas. And this, it took me like a lot of time because of the time zones, because I couldn't just call and ask questions. Sometimes I needed to sleep. And it took me a lot of time to do a simple thing sometimes. Yes, so it's usually the worst con there is. I totally get you. So we've talked about your past, we've talked about your present. Now let's talk about your future plans. Like, what do you plan? What do you plan professionally, personally? Like, what's you all about in the future?
Over the next year, I would like to grow our desktop department by double in terms of employees and also in revenue. And I would also like to build out or start building out Mobupps pay per call division. It's something that Winky, Euron, and I have been speaking about. So that's really exciting. And in the coming years, I would love to manage my own team at Mobupps. I really love it here, so I would like to stay as long as I can and learn and grow from the other people on the team that I respect so much. And when it comes to my personal goals, I would love to travel more, eventually have a family of my own, and hopefully in the near future be able to have a property that's on the beach. That's like my dream. But considering I live in the city and in New York, it's not known for the nicest beaches by any means. So yeah, that's a big dream of mine. But yeah, I
Chris, it's
think
not only your present that makes me jealous sometimes, but it's also about your future plans. They beat my plans 100%. All right, this was very interesting. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Let's say something. Let's say hello to our audience. Maybe invite them to cooperate.
guys, I want to work with you guys so much more. There's so much potential that uh in terms of money that can be made. Yeah, so you can find my contact information here in the description if you want to reach out. Would love to get more stuff going, both internally and externally in terms of advertisers. So yeah, tons of money to be made and look forward to hearing
Guys,
from
let's make Christopher's plans happen and contact him and start making those money. All right, Christopher, it's been a joy as usual talking to you. Thank you very much. This was very interesting, very not just informational, but also entertaining. So I personally thank you, and I thank you from our audience.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.